Y'all should be delivery. I want to drive to you motherfuckers all the time. That's real talk. Real chop, B.
And that's a great way to start off the intro to the Block is Hot podcast. I'm your host, Famous Amos.
And I am It's Tim Red Hose.
And that is correct. And we're just talking about some fast food right now. And by that, I mean Stop Wing. I would say their name correctly, but again, they ain't supporting the small independent podcasts such as ourselves. But we do love their wings because they probably are some of the best wings out there.
Rick Ross knows what the fuck he's putting in his body.
But nah, like, you know what's crazy? And I'm not gonna lie, I probably would do it for free to endorse a chicken spot. Like
Popeyes?
Not Popeyes. I wouldn't endorse Popeyes for free. I would endorse Howlin' Ray's for free. I would endorse Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles for free. And I would endorse, and I'll say it right now, even though I was just talking shit less than 30 seconds ago, Wingstop. Those are the 3 chicken joints that I will endorse wholeheartedly, and I would do that for free. Or the extra alternative, free food for life.
Yes. Ray, get at us, bruh. Howlin' Ray's off of, I forgot what that fucking street's called, but it's in LA.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Los Angeles, motherfuckers. Go there, be square, or fucking, I double dare? I don't know, I'm just trying to rhyme now.
And I'm gonna be straight up. I will be honest with you, that's gonna be something you'll hear from me a lot on this podcast. And by podcast, I mean The Block is Hot, your number 1 podcast, coming to you raw dog. We don't wear no rubbers on this podcast.
We definitely don't wear rubbers.
When it comes to this online podcast, fucking we raw dogging it daily.
I don't even think our bitches fucking are on the pill. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know your situation, but I fuck freely. I pee freely.
But
I don't shit too freely though.
Back to what I was saying.
Yeah, we're getting a little off topic.
You'll hear me say this a lot on the podcast, saying I will do things.
Chicken.
Not even. Well, I do love chicken. That's a misquote. If you hear me say I don't love chicken, but I do love chicken. But I will do certain things for free food, and the reason why. There's a movie out there. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, and it's by the name of Happy Gilmore. And in that movie, Happy Gilmore, what does he end up getting? He ends up earning a lifetime of Subway sandwiches.
Yes.
Okay? And think about that for a second. Subway sandwiches for life. Any type of footlong. You got the meatball sandwich, pastrami sandwich, Italian sub, tuna if you're into that nasty shit. But whatever. And you can even go for breakfast. Probably even get a side just because it's free. They didn't just say footlong. It's a free Subway for life. So imagine this. Your wife of 32 years, all of a sudden she just ups and leaves you, deserts you, takes the kids, has the dog put to sleep, says that it bit you, but you know it really didn't bite her. She's just a spiteful bitch at heart.
Ooh.
But you know what you have in your front right pocket?
A voucher for free fucking Subway sandwiches, nigga.
For life. So while you living out that life homeless underneath the bridge, you know what you'll never do?
Yo, you should never starve.
Never go hungry. That's what I'm saying. So if you can ever leverage a way for you to have free food in the deal for life, you got to make that shit happen. No.
Low key, I think I'd start flipping sandwiches.
Bruh. And as long as that's in your contract, though, that you can flip them too, hey.
Like, I wish I could get free gas for life.
Oh, if I can get free gas for life too,
I'd fucking sell. I think I might go to jail for that.
Like, people don't negotiate the things properly. Like, do you remember the movie Armageddon?
Yes.
The best thing they said when they were negotiating their deal was like they never want to pay taxes. Ever. And remember the ones that survived? Like, I would like to see like someone just make a mockumentary style documentary of like life after Armageddon, like not paying taxes. Like, because except for Michael Clark Duncan, R.I.P. to Bear. You know, he passed away. But also, he died in the movie, so he really doesn't have to be in the mockumentary. But you could literally have everyone from that original cast do that shit and do like how they did Independence Day Resurgence. They had a little documentary style about the invasion of Independence Day of the first movie. And that shit would be fucking lit. Don't steal my idea, and if you do, at least include me in on it. I'll just take, you know, like... I'll do a lowball number. Just give me 7% of the box office proceedings, and I'm cool. Just give me like a producing credit.
I want like 3% too, just because I was here in that room when that came up. I don't think I deserve any of it, but just saying. So, you know, a low 10% of your box office proceedings.
I be on.
Shit. Damn, dude. Today was a long day.
Today was a good day back. Oh yeah, how was your 3-day weekend? It was Labor Day, dog.
I had a 4-day. I low-key had a 4-day weekend.
Because you didn't go to work today on Monday.
Today's Tuesday.
Because you didn't go to work on Tuesday.
Yeah. I probably should be talking about that live. But yeah, I'm going to work tomorrow. I feel a lot better today.
It's alright. They don't know we have a podcast at your job yet.
It's caused stomach virus on Friday, so I had to leave early. It kind of been affecting me up until now.
Nah, dog. You got AIDS. You're gonna die.
Nigga don't have AIDS. I'm living my best life like Michael Jordan, but no, nigga doesn't have AIDS.
Nigga, Michael Jordan's a fucking asshole.
Well, I said Michael Jordan. I meant to say Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson has HIV.
Yeah, I'm out here living like Magic Johnson. Yo, he survived, I can survive.
And his son's... We're not going to get into that because we need sponsors from everyone and love from everyone.
Yo, hey, no hate against the gays, But his son's a fucking twink.
He's like super out there.
He's super twinky. He's super twinky.
Can you turn down the brightness on your monitor real quick?
It's still bright. It's
straining my eyes.
Yeah. They could be wearing like Asian people with glittery jackets. Like, what the fuck? It's like you're black and a guy, you shouldn't be wearing that. It's cool though.
It's like, why? Why are you going so hard?
He has something. Yo, his father was going hard in the paint. He feels like this is his paint to be going hard. And
also, I know we didn't say it right now, but it just dawned on me. We are at episode 5 of the podcast.
Episode motherfucking 5. We're coming at you one day a week, every week for the past 5 weeks. Over a fucking month now, dog.
Yeah, we 5 episodes deep, which is enough to smack your mama, bitch.
We're
Oh, that was probably loud for our viewers' ears. I'm sorry.
We're 3 episodes away from how deep I get in yo bitch.
5 fingers, cause she a loose hoe.
Oof. Motorboat the titties. Anged up pussy.
I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to the homie Chef Diesel.
Chef Diesel.
He's a chef at the Dope Kitchen in LA.
What's good with the next LA night bite? He hasn't been doing that lately.
Well, he's a head chef right now, or lead chef over at
needs to make some time.
Dope Kitchen, and he's doing his thing. Low-key, he is in the butt crack of the ghetto. He's in South Central LA. He's next to USC. But you know what? Great food, great chef. Go ahead and check him out. That's Dope Kitchen. You can go ahead and use the spelling yourself to spell that shit, or look it up in Yelp. They listed.
If you don't know how to spell dope, you probably do a lot of dope.
Dope head.
That's coming from somebody that's smoked quite a few dopes.
Yeah, dopest dope I ever smoked.
I'm actually pretty glad. I've been pretty sober lately. I just have like a sick alcohol problem.
There's nothing good. I mean, there's nothing bad about. There's nothing bad about taking a sober break. You know, every once in a while, it kind of like refreshes your meter.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like tired of spending money on drugs.
Gotcha.
That's what really gets me. It's like I don't have that much money as it is, which we could probably change if you guys start sponsoring us. Hey, but I don't have a lot of money as it is, and it's like I can't be like spending all my money on drugs, especially when
let's just say this.
I love drinking too. So.
When I say spend money on drugs, I'm talking about pot and
I make cocaine, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, just so you guys know, for the podcast, when it comes to my pot consumption, I would say I wouldn't call it necessarily abusive, but I would say that the average user smokes more than what they need to. Like, I had to cut out wake and baking and smoking on my lunch break and things like that. Where now, I only smoke at the end of my day after work. Like, and unless it's the weekend where it's, I have nothing planned or scheduled, I don't like to smoke really that much throughout the day. You know? Unless it's just like a chill day, we have nothing planned. Yeah, I'll smoke some bowls here or there, but I don't like to get too baked.
Yeah. No, even
maybe
with
that's just me growing up.
Even with that, like, I haven't been smoking a lot of weed lately. Like, I haven't bought weed in a very long time. And, like, even when I do smoke, like, I usually get smoked out by you or, like, the main chick that, like, I kick it with. She grows weed. So it's like, she just has weed on her. So it's like, all right, let's smoke a little. But it's like, always like, I can't go more than, like, 3 hits. So I'm like, oh, my God, I'm way too fucking stoned. And I feel like an awkward beaver.
When I do smoke, too, it's only, like, glass now, too. Nigga, what are you doing? Get your hand out of here. As you guys didn't see this right now because we ain't going live with the cameras.
I did like you're passing it to me.
He just reached out and tried to grab my bong.
You're reaching over to me.
This nigga tried to grab my dick.
He looked like he was trying to pass me that dick, so I was like, yeah, okay, put it in my hand. Let's see what I can do with it.
So I mean, like, yeah, I cut it back down, and when I do pick up now, I don't really look at it like this is just the communities anymore. I look at it now like as if it's medicine. So it's like, you wouldn't just be sharing your prescribed pills all the time. Like, I look at it like, I have my weed that's like, hey, this jar of weed, this is what I smoke out with everyone. But this jar of weed is if, hey, this is like the medicine weed, like, after my personal session, I'm drawing that type of stuff. Because if I run out of that first jar of the weed, I ain't going to be tapping into my second jar to start smoking everyone out.
What the fuck medical conditions do you have? What? Just, I ran out of weed, I need to smoke some weed?
Nah, it's like, that's why I see, like, we should start looking at it being more as on a responsible level, and even if you're using it recreationally, like, I have a jar of weed where it's like, yo, this is the not the emergency stash, but I'm just referring to it in such a case where it's like, yo, this is my private reserve, I only fuck with it, and this is the stuff that, hey, everyone else is open to. Pack yourself a bowl, roll up a joint, smoke a blunt. But once that's gone, it's gone. I'm waiting until the next paycheck to re-up on that fat sack.
It's because Fame smokes the Snickle Fritz.
Nah, just that if I can pick up a nice ounce of some shit that's pretty good, that's cool. But then if I can have my prime reserve for me when I'm like drawn, I need to be in my zone, or if I'm about to be putting in hours on the escape from Tarkov. If I'm gonna be on the Tarkov, I need to be primed with the sativa. I gotta be thinking about where these niggas is shooting at me. We got dirty Russians out there. And I'm not talking about dirty Russians as in the people. I'm talking about the bears. Chicky blickies.
Chicky blicky?
Chicky blicky.
Oh, I need a moment. I ate too much too fast.
That's exactly what she said. And I'm talking about her.
Oh, why do I do things like this to myself?
That's every woman you've ever had sex with.
Yeah, it really is. They usually go like, why the fuck do I do this to myself? He's not even that great of a guy. You heard it here first, ladies.
Tim's the type of nigga that dines and dashes on women.
What?
Speaking of which, there was a dude out there. He was a serial dine and dasher. Like,
I heard about that.
He would meet women on dating websites and basically like run up the bill and then dip out on him. And it's like, it's so funny because like it's just like some real
that's some antisocial shit.
Yeah, it's like some antisocial shit. Like, because it's like, what? This dude's obviously good looking enough to have these women go out on dates with him, but he just like, it's like, would he be doing that without the women? Like, is that like his alibi? Like, oh no, the date was just shit, so I'm gonna dip out. Like, nah, I shouldn't have to pay for my meal. Like, she was.
What? Why know something fucked up? There's a chick that I was actually dating for a while. And my whole thing is like, when I'm out on a date, I'm not on my phone, and you have to understand. I used to have like I still have anger issues. I'm being getting over them. Back then, I used to have real anger issues. I'll go on dates with women, and then they'll be on their phone, and I'm like, yo, can you get off your phone? I'm not on my phone. Why are you on your phone? And then they're like, oh my god, you're so funny. And then the second time they pick up their phone, I'm like, I'm out. I'll just leave. And then on top of that, I'd usually be the one that drove, so I'll just leave them there. Just go to my car and just be like, all right, fuck it, you're paying for it, and if you want to get a ride back home, you better come out right now.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. I did some pretty fucked up things as a younger guy.
Damn. That's so ruthless. Damn. I mean, that's some real shit. Some real nigga shit. But I mean, you know, it's real shit indeed.
Yeah,
it's like, you gotta tell them how you really feel at times.
Let them know, like, yo, it's rude. It's rude to be on your phone during a date.
The block is hot. And I mean, shit.
Yo, hey, young fellas out there. Even you ladies. If you feel like someone's disrespecting you on a date, just walk away.
Walk away.
Just let them pay for that shit. I don't know. You got any input on that? Or am I the only asshole here?
I've never done anything that heartless, but I've never had a woman just like completely not give me like her full attention where it's like, yo, you just not gonna be here? Like just like not chilling?
I would say I've had more success lately in my dates. Not too great though. Not too great. Life is up and down, up and down. Everywhere is everywhere. Shit. Oh, I'm so tired.
For all you people out there listening and would like to get more involved, we just want to let you know as well that we do have a...
tell them about it.
We do have a Discord that we're actually having open. It is The Block is Hot, spelled exactly how the podcast is. With the THA, The Block is Hot. And with that, we have a community board. We can post all your questions, comments, maybe things you'd want to hear our take and input on. And we want to start building up a little bit more of a community, some camaraderie. Yes. Let other people know about The Block is Hot. It's almost like a neighborhood snitch program, but instead of snitching at the police, we're just going to be talking shit and roasting motherfuckers about it.
The way it should be.
That's all it is, you know? I feel like if we can't roast each other about the shit that's going on in our neck of the woods, who else can?
It was like, hey, guess who's been doing heroin lately? Fucking Henry.
And here's to the beer of the day.
The beer of the day.
You're not going to know, but it is an enriched lager. It is actually one of nature's choicest product, provided its prized flavor. Only the finest of hops and grains are used, selected as America's best in 1893. If you can figure out what that clue is, send us a message on our Discord or personally send us a message on Twitter.
Little hint, it rhymes with...
Don't rhyme it with them, they can figure it out.
It rhymes with Taps, Clue, Bibbins.
That's like... Yeah. I am not gonna lie, I'm gonna insult our audience, but you'd have to be a retard if you cannot get that.
Yeah, you must be an avid drinker of this beer if you cannot get that.
And just remember again, this is
because it's pretty white trashy.
And we are not the most politically correct.
I'm not even political. I'm not even registered to vote.
But again, you know, political correctness will be the downfall of mankind. All we're saying is you'd have to be a fucking retard if you would not. And you know, the thing is though, is it really offensive to call someone retarded when the correct term is mentally challenged? Like, if we're calling someone retarded, that means we're obviously calling them like not like. Is it worse? When we start calling people mentally retarded, wouldn't that just be that we're gonna fuck that up? Like, if you're mentally challenged, like. Obviously, an insult's an insult no matter what you say. It's like, what are you, a fucking brilliant scientist?
Yeah.
Like,
that's one of those things that you have to say really snarky and very sarcastically. So someone's like when I'm at work, we use radios. Mm-hmm. Last time somebody on their pick, they like left like the whole back of the pallet full of fucking boxes. So it made it hard on me. So I got on the radio and I was like, whoever waterfalled this pallet, you're a fucking genius, and your mom only has great things to say about you at the family cookout. Like, that's what I said.
That's even worse. It's like, go fuck your mother, Tim.
No, it's almost one of those things where I said something that's pretty nice, like, if you take it literally. But it's like, the way I said it's like, oh,
I feel like
so much shit.
Sarcasm, in my opinion, is 10 times worse than just a genuine insult. Because then I'll at least know You're releasing true energy, and it shows your creativity.
What I love about sarcasm is that there's some people that are so full of their shit that they don't understand you're being sarcastic. And they're like, oh, yeah, I fuck with you too. And it's like, you didn't get it. You didn't get it. And that's why I speak to you sarcastically. Until you figure out that I'm speaking to you in Spanish, I'm talking shit about you in Spanish. Just keep on thinking that we're cool.
Nah, imagine the first time you heard someone get called a cum-guzzling son of a bitch. Like, you actually have to visualize and think, like, what does someone look like as they're guzzling cum in their mouth, and then while their mom possibly yells at them because they're gargling cum in their mouth, you know? Like,
that's an image that I don't want to picture.
But the fact is, the first time you heard it as a kid, you have to register that. Once you're older, you can think like, oh, cum guzzling son of a bitch. I'm not putting that in my mind. But when you're a kid, you actually got to think about that and think,
as a kid, I was like, what the fuck is a cum guzzler?
Well,
and then once I found out what cum guzzler is like, ooh.
The first time I think I heard that was in South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And by that point in my life, we had already seen porn on the computer.
Suck my balls, Mr. Garrison.
It's like, I was in 4th grade when that movie came out, I think, or 3rd grade.
Why are you watching porn at that young?
We had older people.
I think the first time I watched porn,
it's not like we were actively, but you know, when you have someone who has an older brother and they have magazines.
Yeah, same here. That's when I first saw porn.
Remember,
that's also, I mean, the first actual video.
This is
porn.
like the early internet porn.
No, the first porn I saw was still on VHS.
First pair of boobies I ever saw was actually in Howard Stern's Private Parts. The bathtub scene. But I had this conversation today with Tom today at work, and it made me think about the aspect of possibly like when you're raising kids and you have to really truly think about when you're going to allow them to start watching more mature content. And one of the guys was talking about a movie that, and this was on like this interview I was watching earlier, and he was saying how they were talking about movies they thought were corny when they were younger and then turned out to be classics, and they were talking about something with the Beatles, and he was saying, oh, I remember that movie, it was kind of corny.
Across the Universe.
Yeah, he was saying, like, would you show your kids that movie? And he was like, nah, because it involved like some drug references and like sex and stuff like that, and like they're not ready for that. And he's like, oh snap, like, that's actually crazy, like when will you think they're ready? And then like that's when I thought about, like, do you remember the first time your parents allowed you to see a rated R movie?
I remember we used to always go rated R movies. I think one of the first rated R movies I saw was The Corruptor with Chow Yun-fat. I could have saw another rated R movie way before that, but that's the one that I specifically remember. I think we were about 5 when that came out.
Because I remember... Oh, was that in theaters? Or?
Yeah, it was in theaters.
Damn, your parents didn't give a fuck then.
I remember if there's a nudie scene, that was a weird thing. If there's a nudie scene, they'd cover up my eyes. But what's funny is that, like, when it came to movies, or even, like, I used to listen to comedies with my dad, where they'd be cussing. My dad did not allow me to listen to rap music with cussing. There's certain rock music where if there's cussing in it, we wouldn't really care. But for some reason, specifically when it came to rap music, he was...
Man, that's your black ass daddy from the hood and want you to grow up to be a nigga. That's what it was.
Probably.
Because I know for a fact the first movie my dad allowed me to see that was rated R was Air Force One with Harrison Ford. And I thought I was the shit going to fucking school the next day telling everyone how my dad let me see a rated R movie. And after that, it was kind of like my dad would always like have to scope it out ahead of time, kind of like do a little research back then, read like, you know, newspaper articles and shit about it.
Okay, when that movie came out, I was 8. My bad.
So yeah, you were about like what, 2nd grade.
I'm sure there's another one. Yeah, but yeah, keep going.
But it's the idea of like, it was at that age my dad said, you know what? Whenever I think that may have been 97.
I feel you.
And I figured that like at that point, like, because that's when like 97. That's when my mother died from cancer. So it depends on what year it was that year. My dad was probably like, well, fuck it. If you're old enough to go through all this shit, you can watch a fucking movie about some niggas getting shot.
Yeah.
And a possible airplane getting blown up.
That was the thing. Like I remember like all the rated R movies that they did take me to see. They were all just like high impact action movies. It wasn't anything.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. Like, I think Tom was telling me how his movie was a scary movie, and I was like, and that's what I was getting. That's what I was getting at.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Like, your first movie that your parents let you see in theaters was scary movie. Like that's another but cum jokes and shit.
No,
that's what came out on VHS. My dad knew me. He's like, no, you ain't seeing that movie.
I went with my dad to see it. My dad told me that he felt so uncomfortable letting me and my brother watch that movie, especially with the Mr. Man scene with the balls drop out and touch her arm, and she's like, "What?" I remember as a kid, I was
just a dick shoved
I
in his ear.
remember I was a kid, I was just like, "Ha, balls." I didn't get like the whole fucking like, oh, this is a fucking transgender man posing as a gym teacher just so he can see young women fucking getting naked and showering in the showers.
That's so
I didn't take it as that. I took it as, she has balls.
I remember I tricked my dad into seeing Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And he was like, "What did you take me to go see?" You know, I was like, "I told you it was a movie."
You mind if I get one?
Yeah, go ahead. I wasn't sure if you were drinking or not. And it's just, I can remember when my dad, clearly thought, "Hey, we're old enough to handle these more mature themes."
Yeah.
But even then, at that same time, we weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons, but I could watch
Really?
South Park. Yeah.
I was allowed to watch Simpsons. I was not allowed to watch South Park.
My dad didn't want me to become defiant, like Bart Simpson, to his father.
Part of the reason was that my dad didn't let me watch South Park was that he knew it was like an adult show. He let me watch Beavis and Butthead. He let me watch Simpsons.
Nah, I didn't get to watch any of that shit.
I didn't get to watch South Park because I think, basically what I'm able to gather, he never liked the animation of the show, and on top of that, it was dirty. Like, it was raw as fuck. So I think he was just like, no, I don't like that show. He's like, you gotta watch it. And then, like, what's funny is that, like, he's watched a couple episodes now because he hears everybody saying that's funny. But what bothers him is that he does not like the animation of it. For some reason, like, when I was living at the pad and, like, I like watching a few, like, comic book fucking YouTube channels. Like, there's Comic Storian, Comics Explain, Dope Spill.
Oh, yeah.
Weird Comics, Variant Comics. Like, those ones I watch, and it's like...
Your dad watch those now?
No, but like he'll see me when I was living there. He'd see me in my room watching them. And he'd be like, "Why are you watching like just comic books on the TV?" And I was like, "Well, fuck, I'm not about to go buy these comic books."
Yeah, it's like there's times where I can't and I don't have the time to just like read all that shit. And
it's like I like I like it. I like keeping up with that world. I like keeping up with that world more than I fucking like keeping up with this world shit.
I know we're a podcast and we shouldn't be promoting other podcasts, but I think everyone, if you're into somewhat of comics. You should check out Felipe's Garage.
Felipe's Garage? I'll fucking check that shit out.
I just heard an episode. I mean, I probably can't keep up with it because I realize there's only so many hours in a day and you truly can't keep up with all podcasts. But,
yeah, of course.
I only keep up with certain people and I just check in because they're based on interviews, like The Church. And
The Church is awesome.
And Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan has different guests.
Yeah,
even though I'm not a huge Joe Rogan fan.
Joe. I haven't been listening. Joe Rogan's was like got me into podcasts and listening to just YouTube channels. Like, of course, always watch YouTube channels, but like actually like trying to start from number one and going through with like YouTube and fucking podcasts and shit like that. It was like I started with Joe Rogan and like from there I just like started spreading out. It made me like more conscious of like this internet world that's going on out here.
Yeah, he had an interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it's like. Man, I don't like that guy. Can't trust him.
No, yeah, there's been a lot. I've been seeing a lot of things. I think it's because I've been watching a lot of conspiracy shit lately. So I've been seeing a lot more things talk about how like Neil deGrasse Tyson is just a fucking paid actor, and like he's not.
It's not that. I just don't like the way he talks to people.
I've always liked Neil deGrasse Tyson for the most part, but then like after I start hearing that and think about like. Just like it's like I have if I see shit from this side, I have to be able to see it from the complete opposite end, and that's the only way that I'm able to deduce anything that can come. You know?
Yeah, I used to.
It's just like if like the complete like opposite of what like I completely believe. Like if like the more extreme version of alright, so like this is like the physical world, and like this is like normal. And I think like, well, about on the complete opposite side, is all this shit is just metaphysical and all that shit. It's like, yeah, it would make sense for there to be a Neil deGrasse Tyson, this super lovable fucking black guy that's like super fucking smart, and he talks like the things that he talks about is like it's fun to listen to him talk about like astrophysics. There's not a lot of people.
That's what it is.
Him, Bill Nye.
It's not that to me. It's not that he's fun to listen to about it, because this is why it's not fun for me to listen to, and it was fun before. Before I started hearing contradictions to mainstream science, like, it was fun to hear sound bites, maybe a few minute clips, but when I start listening to like the more longer versions,
the full episodes,
that's when I'm just like, oh, this guy, he just seems like not necessarily pompous, but he just seems maybe pompous, like kind of like not full of himself, but just like too confident in science being all-knowing when anything can happen to change it and be like, well, we didn't calculate this or we didn't think about that, and it's just like anything, like we really don't know everything.
Exactly.
And that's why I don't like it. It's
like,
dude, we get it, you're intelligent, but at the end of the day, you don't know everything, so don't try to insult people or sound so snarky about it.
He says it as if the universe owes it to him to make sense to him.
It's like, check this.
You never know what's going to happen. Like,
the knowledge that he knows, that he tries to push to be like, oh, you don't know this? Or like, people are like, well, you don't know that, so blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, dog, I can probably be like, oh, well, you know what? You don't know how to produce this type of straight line with a fucking spray can. Because you know what? That type of knowledge that is important to me isn't important to you. So it's like, that's what knowledge is about, and to try to make it seem like other people that don't that other people haven't obtained that same type of knowledge, or people that are curious about other types of knowledge that may be contradictory and are actually questioning something that you never thought to question. That's where I'm just like, come on, man. Like, if you just like I thought science was all about questioning everything, and if we have now new tools enabled to question said technology, like, you know,
I get it. It's exciting that we're making new discoveries, but we just keep questioning.
It's like, all right, check this. When you have a child and you have them learning something new and they're questioning something, but as they're questioning, they're learning, why would you put them down in ridicule instead of trying to... It's the old argument of saying, instead of talking at people, let's talk to people. And instead of scoffing at people and being like, oh, you didn't know that? Well, I knew that. Let me tell you about this because you were too stupid to not know that. Just put people
up on game.
Yeah, just be like, yo, reach over to like, yo, I see what you're doing there. Let me go ahead and show you about this because you're not thinking about this. But it's with him, I never really see that done. And when it's done, it doesn't sound genuine. It just sounds like you're just trying to like one up someone, and like, I get it, he probably is trying to be the next Carl Sagan, but not everyone has that same touch. Like Bill Nye, which is unfortunately an actor. He
is an actor, right? I like the things he does. I watched Bill Nye say.
We got way off track with the Block is Hot podcast, but
it
all started with our first movies. Like, honestly, what was your first anime?
I can remember. Fuck. Technically, I would say PS1's Legend of Dragoon. That's what started it all. Final Fantasy VII. Those were the ones that started the dive into the anime. I feel that's how I could only put it, and then from there, I remember seeing. I don't really remember watching Sailor Moon because like, me and my cousins and my brother, like, we all kind of like watched anime, and like, it's Sailor Moon was like, nah, nigga, you a little faggy like Sailor Moon. So fucking, there wasn't so. I remember sitting on TV like fucking like it would come up like, hey, I thought you said we could be watching something. Went, no, I'm just flipping through channels. Like, you're flipping a little too slow there. Look like you're watching some Sailor Moon.
I think mine was Speed Racer.
Oh yeah, that's another one that'll be up there. I know Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, like that was up there. I feel like that just goes without saying. Like Dragon Ball was so big back in the 90s. Like everyone was on that shit. 90s, early 2000s, or late 90s, early 2000s for us.
What else was there? Fuck. What other? I know there. Oh, fucking Pokemon, Digimon. Fucking gotta give a shout out to those. You didn't watch Pokemon or Digimon?
Oh yeah, Pokemon I did watch.
I remember there's a Digimon movie that almost made me cry as a child.
The Pokemon movie did make me cry as a child.
Oh yeah, probably. Wait, I think the Pokemon.
When they turned that nigga Ash into stone,
I forgot
because them
about
stupid ass Pokemon couldn't squash a little beef. That just shows you that guns don't solve everything at times.
Sometimes you need to bring up the nuclear weapons.
He's got to put the guns down and pull out a nuke. Because if everyone's alive to look at the dead bodies, then what's the point?
Everybody was just turning to. Oh, spoiler alert. Everybody just turned to stone. Ash turned to stone. Fucking Pikachu had to fucking cry on him and fucking.
And just keep going, Pikachu. Oh no, but when it came to Digimon, low key, I was a loyalist. So I was like, man, I'm Team Pokemon, cuz, man. Fuck you, Digimon bitches. They ain't even original. You don't go inside of a digital world. Man, fuck the digital world. This ain't the Matrix, nigga.
Way too proud. I was like, yo, I fucking love Pokemon.
But you know what's crazy though?
Fucking crazy too.
I really went hard though because like I would clown people saying, this ain't the fucking Matrix. The Matrix ain't real. That's stupid. It's a dumbass movie. And now as a grown ass adult, I'm like, shit, nigga, the Matrix might be real. That shit was a warning, cuz, like, 99 was too real. Like, I was a little ass kid thinking, like, I'm watching this movie, like, man, that's just dumb as fuck. You can't just go inside the internet. Like, it's like,
who's trying to go inside the internet?
It's like, why would you want this shit slow as fuck? So I can be some digital ass pixel and shit?
Well, like, everybody else was like, fuck, we're going to be able to go.
And then remember that, low-key, remember the Fairly Odd Parents shit when Timmy went inside the internet?
Yeah.
I was like, it's like, see now, that's the type of internet I'd want to go inside. But I ain't trying to go inside the internet if I'm going to look like a regular ass human being and shit and get shot and hurt and then die in real life. Like,
die inside the internet? Don't call it the internet, call it the Timmy. Used to live by that, yeah.
Yeah, don't call it this, call it the Timmy.
Call it the Timmy. Timmy, rocking everywhere.
Bubba Sparks.
Jesus Christ, Bubba fucking Sparks. I don't think he raps anymore.
He rapped, oh man, he's a part of that shit called, if you haven't heard, Hick Hop.
Hick Hop.
Yeah, they rap about America keeping it free, no niggers allowed, and basically they rep Confederate flags.
He can't be saying fucking. I don't think Bubba Sparks. He was on a song with the Yin Yang Twins.
Yeah, I'm talking about like back when he came out, it wasn't hip hop. He birthed the genre we know as today called hip hop.
Oh,
and I don't think they like niggas too much.
Maybe not.
Or at least you know what, they probably like niggas, but I don't think their fans like niggas.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I feel you on that one.
I feel like Chris could be someone who would be like into hip hop, but then not know it's racist, and then finds out that it's racist, and be like, "Oh shit, I'm friends with niggas." Like,
I love niggas because niggas is me,
and I show you love that which is me.
Who said that? Who was that? It sounded like Chris Rock to me. I love niggas. I feel like it was Chris Rock. It sounded like Chris Rock though. I don't think it was Chris Rock.
Stop.
Oh, no, wrong song.
No, it's the feel this nigga.
Yeah.
You my nigga. But I just feel like you can add that song, that little soundbite in front of anything and it fits.
Yeah.
I love nigga. That's DMX probably.
I got
because I feel like that's not the original voice. It has to be like chopped up and screwed.
We need someone standing here.
Hold up.
That can Google things for me. Hold on. I love niggas.
Let me get that real quick.
Cause niggas is me.
It's gonna come up with that. I mean, normally we don't fact check, but I just want to pull up the song "Realest Niggas" so you guys can hear this. Shit, for all you know, this is probably a song from 50 Cent's Cap or fucking Shady's Camp. I feel like that's not. I feel like it's probably like proof or some shit.
Let me see. Let me put original app.
I gotta go all the way to like my actual iTunes and shit.
Oh, that's one of the ways searching, bro.
Nah, fuck that. I'm on that like new shit where now I'm legitimately only gonna start buying music that I truly fuck with and support. And I'll probably end up buying it in both copies as digital and vinyl records.
Man, this shit really does not want to fucking find this. What? How are you going to... How... I fucking put... I love niggas because niggas is me. Original sound clip. And it brings up, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry.
Wait, what does it say?
That's a Drake line.
What's this? Let me see the actual lyric.
The bottom one. I was like, what? How does that one even fucking come up?
I heard someone saying that like Drake named his kid's middle name My Bed. So in that song, he was really like, he was like telling the truth the whole time. I only love my bed.
Yeah,
my mom. I was like, really, nigga? Like, but at the same time, I wouldn't put it past that nigga to do it.
Do you think his child's name is My Bed?
Yeah, My Bed.
Bed?
Sounds like some like Middle Eastern shit.
He's not Middle Eastern.
You don't know that? Sounds like it might be some French Canadian shit.
French Canadian.
My bed.
My bed.
No,
that's not Middle Eastern.
It's my bed.
What? No, shut the fuck up. My bed.
My bed.
My bed.
I only love my bed, but my mom. I only love my bed, but my mom.
Habibi, come here. Well, that's like straight Middle Eastern. That's why I was like,
who's they had to cut that like move like Drake. Who's my bed? Who's my bed?
I cannot find where this originally came from. I'm a little disappointed.
Wait, what?
How hip hop holds blacks back? Where is that fucking? Jesus Christ! I can't fucking find this. It's a tad bit embarrassing.
Bad boy collaboration. I love niggas. I love niggas. The niggas are me, and I should only love that which is me.
Oh shit!
Don't do changes. I love to see niggas shoot the shit. But there's one thing about niggas, I do that to all my Brooklyn niggas. All my uptown niggas understand.
Imagine how hyped this show was if you could have saw this. Unfortunately, this song came out after Biggie Smalls had died. But imagine if Biggie Smalls was alive with 50 Cent, Eminem, and all of them to perform this live. Because think about that shit.
That shit was on fire.
Like people, that's what I'm saying. People forget. Like, well, we gotta stop this before they cut us off for the copyright.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Niggas be forgetting like how crazy it really would have been if Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. were still alive. Because there were so many dumb remixes that they would have been on today. Imagine Kendrick Lamar really rapping with Tupac and Biggie on the same track and J. Cole.
They'd be over the beef by now. They'd be over the beef now.
My god!
All those old beefs. I feel like after Pac and Biggie passed, and including like all the other big rappers that just went out over bullshit. I feel like rappers are a lot more cautious these days because they know that they end up in some real Nick shit real fast.
Nigga, anyone can get to... I just watched Louis Vuitton drop a backpack that looks like a plate carrier.
That's what, like, everybody's, like... I feel like everybody's, like... I don't want to say everybody's on eggshells. Like, there's beef being tossed around, but then at the end of it, everybody's like, oh, no, it's just hip-hop.
I said it
was
earlier.
like... So, like, I fuck with it because, like, yo, I'm just calling people out lyrically. I'm not saying, like, yo, fucking, let's fucking kill each... I mean, of course... that shit's going on, but like not like what the main.
Since we're on the topic of beef, low key, did you hear the Machine Gun Kelly diss?
Nah, I know it's out there, but I didn't listen to it. I'm not much of a fan of.
Well, he dissed Eminem. Well, not dissed him, but he clapped back, which I give him respect to, and he went after Eminem on some shit, and it's like Eminem clapped back also with the memes, and he'll probably clap back with some bars, but. Basically, Machine Gun Kelly was talking about like how like, this fool looks like how he's like he's better looking than him and shit, and like Eminem I guess dropped like a fucking meme, and it was basically saying that like this motherfucker got hair plugs or something because like that's not the same hairline from a few years ago. And that's why I'm like in my head I'm like, damn man, niggas really out here getting hair plugs, and it's like I rock the bald head because I live by a code and I got morals and ethics. And one of my codes and morals and ethics is you do not trust a man with a toupee or hair plugs. You just don't do it. Like, as a man, once you start seeing the signs of your hair going, you just gotta let it go. It's called shaving your head and doing that shit like a G. If you want to look hardcore, go get yourself a big-ass fucking Australian Bowie knife, keep that shit sharp, and just start shaving it in public. No one will question you about your bald head when you're using a Bowie knife to keep it short. But again, you can't trust the dude. So I've been seeing Tyga
hair plugs.
Yeah, I guess this dude Safari, like and now LeBron, and LeBron. We just know he just admit it, and it's just like there's plenty of others out there that like have gotten that shit done, and it's just I'm sorry, like as a man, like if I find out that you have hair plugs, just know it's like cool, like we can still dap it up, but know that there's a certain level of trust I can't because. That's some like corny shit to the highest level.
No, just shave that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, bitches love to shave head.
Yeah, once you shave your head, you get twice as much as it.
Yo, I especially when I have a fresh dome and like a cool little like line up on my face, you know, how my shit looks sexy. Like so many bitches like, oh my god, I love the bald head on you.
And I get
it's
it.
Like, yeah.
Not everyone maybe has the self-esteem or confidence, but
no, it's only hair.
The fucked up thing is though, you can get a hair plug fix, but then the thing is though, like genetics is gonna have it start falling out from where it left off. Like it's just like life. Like you're just not everyone's meant to have hair. It just sucks.
Just put it this way: somebody's baby is going to be wondering why their baby has hair like their grandpa.
Or just imagine the dudes out there that fucking like. They have like a toupee and they gotta keep up that lie every day. Like
it's like who fucking cares?
I've seen videos of dudes with like fucked up hair and they get the whole like.
No, I just fucking.
Oh.
Yeah, what the fuck? No, yeah, just fucking get that shit shaved. Who cares?
Just imagine
it's
like
hair. Grow up, guys.
Nah, imagine you get the whole like glued on headpiece wig and then you get pushed into a pool. And you have like even Donald Trump. That's something. Our president Donald Trump has fucking hair plugs and shit, and like he has a toupee. And look at him, he's borderline the devil.
I feel like he's one of those people that probably wouldn't look good bald. I don't feel like good things can come from him bald.
There's secret and ancient knowledge in that, and ancient knowledge that should be discovered and learned.
But then at the same time, I feel like he's someone that looks like he'll have a toupee.
Again,
even if you didn't know he had a toupee, he looks like someone that would a toupee. It's like, let's be real, that's not his real hair anymore.
Well, no, definitely, that's not his real hair, and he wants to keep the image. That's what I'm saying. He can afford hair plugs. He can go take a little night, get the surgery done, wake up and have a full head of cropped hair. That's why they had the whole thing and then pulling on it, but. Of course, they're not going to have it be a full head because that's going to be too crazy. Mm-hmm. They're going to have it be the natural hairline of a man of his age. It's just, you can't trust that shit.
Yeah.
And again, it all comes down to that ancient knowledge and just...
Why is a man being so vain? Like, yo, we're dudes. We're not supposed to look good. I mean, we're supposed to look as good as we can. But we're not supposed to look good. Who the fuck cares? Fucking, it's just like, it's just crazy shit that goes like way back when. Fucking maybe Agent John, I don't know. Fucking Agent. Oh shit! I remember what the fuck I wanted to talk about earlier.
What you just want to talk about? The block is hot. Let these niggas know before the fire department comes and puts out this shit.
Yeah, dude, I was watching this fucking video earlier that was like talking about like the actual possibility that pyramids were built for, and they're saying that it's very possible that they could have been giant power plants. Like creating electricity, because within like fucking pyramids you find a lot of things like the oversized sarcophaguses. There's no actual way for that to be the size of a person, but they're built out of a lot of gold, so it's possible they're giant generators. And then there's other parts of the pyramids where they'll notice like large bundles of copper wire and shit like that. And also the pyramids were built in such a way where the water it's very possible that they're just right over the Nile River. It's possible to form a thing where even though it goes upwards, water will ignore gravity and travel upwards and go into certain areas. So it would also create like water generation and shit like that. Even like the sides of the pyramid, they're like smooth limestone. They're supposedly very smooth limestone, not all jagged.
No, you're right.
So it's very possible that they're reflecting the sun's light. So like building power like that, like it's very possible they're using all forms of just low electric techniques to generate a whole beacon of power. Because even at the top of the pyramid, there'd be like the eye, basically the gold stone that'll cap it off.
Not gonna lie, I don't believe we even like built the pyramids. I think that goes back to like some typical like pre-flood shit, because like there's no any type of knowledge of this ever building it, and if you look at the way that society is formed around the pyramids.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Yeah.
Why is it that it's built like a whole power, like you have a whole city built next to it? Like we have cities built next to nuclear power plants, and it's like there's no hieroglyphics of us building it, and it's like people are just like
not that so much, but the hieroglyphics that are there. Like, do you know how like there's hieroglyphics of them walking, and then they have like the staff, and it has like this question mark at the top of it. Mm-hmm. They're saying it's very possible that those were coils and light bulbs, and they're using the pyramids as power plants to be able to charge things like that, to be able to have short range communication, to fucking be able to like spin yarn and shit like that, like automatically. And then there's even like another like a mineral in there where like it's like it like creates low levels of radiation. Like pretty much there's evidence showing that if this was a way to distribute electricity, it could have been like some very primitive, like not to say what the fuck we got going on now, but like it could have been like some very like primitive shit that they were charging with, like or not even primitive, just like shit that they had powering their shit. You know, like it's like because I'm sure in like not a few years, but like long enough, fucking people look at our technology and be like, what the fuck with those barbarians doing, you know?
That'd be pretty trippy.
I also saw something else, and I get this shit. It is saying that Atlantis is possibly buried under Antarctica. I didn't finish watching that fucking video because too many possibilities and what ifs.
We don't know dick about Antarctica. That's why it's all blacked out on Google Earth and shit. Like,
but it's possible that the sunken city is over there. I'm good.
My whole thing is this. Everything is on the table. Everything's being discovered and new because we now have the opportunity through new tech to discover and push the boundaries of science and now record it. Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy? And we're not going to get into the topic that we're not going to discuss.
Oh, no. Thou that shall not be named will not be named on this podcast.
Something that needs to be questioned is the idea of our spacesuits.
Oh, we're getting into that. Don't get into that. That's
no, because we're keeping it here on Earth.
Uh-huh.
And I think that it's kind of unique how we don't talk that much about the spacesuit in general and how amazing it is, because there's never been a reported failure of the spacesuit ever happening. And that keeps you fully pressurized in a vacuum seal that's trying to rip everything from inside out. All battery operated. And it's the same tech, only being advanced from the 1960s through the current.
Well, I feel like the way that they figured out that shit was more or less because when you're deep sea diving from way back when. Because I feel like they pretty much applied a lot of the same shit.
It's not. Because a deep sea diver will tell you it's not. The thing is, though, you're trying to keep things from coming in. The spacesuit is trying to keep things from going out.
Yeah, you use the same.
No, it's not.
You use different pressure.
It's not the same.
You have to use different pressure, the opposite pressure.
But the thing is, though, we can measure it, and I think the highest level, it's called like Tor or something, and it's the highest we have measured is like a 6, and I think the level measurement of space is like I think a 9 or 10, like a 9. So it's like. That's why when people say, what's the bleeding edge of our atmosphere in space? Like, why isn't space just the vacuum rip our atmosphere apart to shreds and be like Mars? But that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the spacesuit, like, how does it fully keep you pressurized under a battery while also keeping you cool? Because they regulate your temperature. Pressure, temperature, and oxygen. All in one suit.
They have big ass They're big ass backpacks though.
Remember, the batteries back in those days weren't the same lithium ion that we have today that can keep a crazy charge.
How do you know that?
That's recorded.
Well, no, I'm saying, what if they used something different?
They didn't.
For that?
We
How do you know?
Because we know what they did. Remember,
what? Like, have you actually looked it up? Like, do you know?
Well,
you can't just.
It's
when it
not
comes
about
to these things, these are like small details.
But again, though,
always check on.
You're now picking out the semantics of now trying to verify. Yeah. Remember, the evidence of court is on them, and now, but we know what type of batteries were available back then.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Oh yeah, I know. I get it.
How do you know though?
It's not about. We're not saying that because it's more about when were lithium-ion batteries introduced, and they didn't say, "Oh, these are the batteries we use for our spacesuits." It was like, no, we have a new type of battery.
They had small bits of information that's mentioned all the time.
Hey, if I wanted to fact check, we can go ahead and do that. But we're on a podcast. Look that up on your own time. Just know that batteries from the 1960s were not as good as the batteries we have today.
Of course.
And that's a small part. We're talking about the pressurization. We're talking about the temperature regulation and oxygen. And all while having a 100% success rate. And we've never seen a test nor seen anyone in a spacesuit exit an airlock.
It's getting real on the block.
I just don't think we've ever been to space. I think we've only been to low Earth orbit, and we've passed that off as us being to space because we're still trying to figure out a way to get past the Van Allen radiation belts. That's my opinion. I think that all the space shuttle and the ISS, it's up there, but it's all being propelled up with boosters to keep it in high Earth orbit, and that's using some type of like system that I can't explain because I'm not a fucking engineer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm just a guy drinking beers, talking in a podcast.
And that's just
streaming to the world because hey, there's someone out there. Because there's an old saying, and just so you know, just because I'm crazy, just because I'm crazy doesn't mean people ain't listening.
That's real shit.
Yeah. You always got to remember that. Be true to you.
Damn. It's getting real here. Those are some questions that, like, I don't think about sometimes.
But they're questions that should be asked.
So what are you saying here? Do we go there? Are they ready? I don't think they're ready.
Well, shit. It's episode 5 where the block is hot. We're pretty comfortable. I'm going to come out and say it. Earth is flat.
Ooh-wee. Now, just understand, ladies and gentlemen, that is not said for both of us. But I could definitely, after hearing somebody talk about it for a long time, I could definitely understand why one would believe the Earth is flat, if that's what they want to believe. But, yo, that's some real shit. Those are questions that I don't think about, and it makes me wonder.
2000?
Well, until like it's proven, I kind of need to wait.
It's
that's a big one. That's a big one.
It's not even about more so of a definitive. It's more of a what feels right, and a more of a what have you been told. Because let's just say this: about 2.5 years ago, 2015, I think it was, maybe. I just happened to stumble across some random video, and it said, "Are they hiding God with the greatest lie ever?" And I was just bored one day. I was drawing, and I had YouTube on, and it was just flipping through, and it's a random recommended video, and I listen to conspiracy theories because I picture them as being like the best entertainment of like, because it's even better than some written shows on TV, just like some of the shit you hear. And then I was listening to some stuff and it started kind of make sense. This dude, Mark Sargent, gave out his phone number and shit and just, kind of ran with it, looked up into it and started trying to prove this motherfucker wrong. And then all of a sudden, I realized that I really didn't have a leg to stand on, like, because at the end of the day, like, this is something I all took at faith, and it came back to that kindergarten question of, like, you know, asking questions about the Bible, and, like, how did God make the earth a ball, and how do these things are supposed to make sense, and how did he make the stars and the moon? Like, it didn't make sense compared to what the Bible said, and then what everyone else said, and now that we have modern day tech, I think we should start questioning again some of the things that we hold true and just what do we see. Like, I don't know. And it's also more of a fun, romantic idea, if you want to say. You know, like, is the earth flat? We'll never know. We're not going on any rockets. But there's just as much evidence that you can propose about it being flat as it is curved if you alter the math and if you listen to both arguments, you know? I have the normal public K through 12 school system, you know, of Los Angeles County. And I was taught everything you know about space and how the world works. But once I took the time to look into the other argument, they both hold an even weight. So I just choose to go with the one that's more fun and radical. Flat Earth. It's more fun.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
I know that was a long little rant, but I feel like it had to be said. Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of work.
No, it's really not. It's just that you have to think. It was, I think it took me about 6-7 months of looking into it and, like, doing more research and just reading a lot about, like, what I thought I knew about the Earth and how the solar system works. But, I had my whole life of just having a globe in my classroom, watching movies like Armageddon about a rock coming in to smash the globe Earth, and that we could take a rocket, slingshot it across the moon, and landing on the back of it. Like, for the longest time, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Armageddon was like the fail-safe movie. I was like, oh fuck, dude, we can't have no asteroid ever blow us up. We'll pull an Armageddon. We got NASA. We'll just drill a hole and nuke that bitch. Like, I thought, like, as a kid, like, yeah, we're smooth.
I don't think it works like that. The fucking comets, meteors and asteroids and shit, they be moving fast as fuck.
I didn't know that as a kid. I just thought, like, hey, we're Armageddon that shit. It all made sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we're safe.
But now, as a flat earther, well, not flat earther, I don't want to say flat earther, but as someone who would believe or sway more to the flat earth proponent, as it's more fun, everything on this planet is here for us, it was made for us.
When was the last time we got struck by fucking...
They all mysteriously blow up in their atmosphere, or they never hit any major city.
Yeah, like, when was, like, the last major astronaut?
They hit a city?
No, just, like, ever. When was the last major astronaut?
The dinosaurs?
I mean, I'm not calling them astronaut. I meant to say asteroid. What was the last major asteroid?
The dinosaurs, I think.
The dinosaurs.
That was a big reset button.
That was the last time? That was
billions
of years ago.
Gotta want to get rid of that shit. I'm just saying, like, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like if that whole, and that's why I feel like they don't want that. Because if the flat earth model starts getting pushed and accepted, shit's going to get real peaceful around here. And people are also going to get real mad.
About what?
If let's just say this, like...
How would there be peace if everybody's angry?
Because no one likes being lied to. Like, they're going to start hanging niggas by their fucking white lab coats at fucking NASA and shit. Like, just imagine, like, you were taught your whole life, you invested your money, you invested trillions of dollars into the fucking NASA program just to find out niggas knew something you didn't and lie. Like, even the president's like, what, y'all didn't even tell me this? Like, nah. Y'all all getting sued. You got to shut down markets
Yeah,
and
even if the
economies.
president
Like,
didn't know,
because
like,
even
yeah.
if you want to try to play on ice honky dory, think about all those crazy ass radicals on both sides, like the fucking ignorant ass hick white people. Like, these motherfuckers that took my
Yeah.
goddamn money to launch rockets up into the goddamn sky and blow up like a boom. And then you got the intellectual lawyer type motherfuckers
What
trying to
if
rob
Putin
you.
was one of those people that was like, that's why they're like, to start pushing this fucking space
Bruh.
Earth shit.
Think about it now.
Because he knows. I feel like he knows. I feel like he's actually might be in charge of his whole
There
fucking
is
shit.
actually a poll out
And
that
what
shows
if he-
that 47% of Russians don't believe that Americans went to the moon. Like, they think it was all bullshit. That's almost half of the population. And then everyone else, like, not everyone else is like, fuck America, of course, but like, there's also like a 3% population there, or I think almost 10. I think it was 3 in like Europe, but 10 in Russia. Believe that actually the Earth might be flat, and that's still like a huge number. That's like still in the millions of people. So it's kind of crazy to think that, like, if you look back at the American space race, any other race, no one just backs out. The space race should have continued, where we had China launching a rocket, landing on the moon.
Everyone should
have been landing on the moon. And
should've
someone
been
should have created a base on the moon.
It should have been a big
It should have
thing
just
trying
kept
to
going.
Get to other places.
Because think about this, like, they said, like, they're trying to go to Mars, but wouldn't it be smarter to go to a base on Mars and then launch from that base, because you're already in space, so you don't have to use all that fuel to just get out of our atmosphere to launch into that motherfucker? Like, but I'm just saying, I'm just a nigga down here that don't know shit, but that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of crazy to think that someone just saw America go to the moon, say, oh, fuck it, we're never going to go there now, you win. And then, like, you can't, like, even like when they had the rover camera from the Japan, JAXA, their whole space program, they couldn't take their camera to the Sea of Tranquility. They could fly around the moon and do like a crazy like orbiting shot and get a whole 24-hour life cycle, but they couldn't show the Sea of Tranquility.
What the fuck is the Sea of Tranquility?
The only thing interesting about the moon is the Sea of Tranquility. That's the whole one giant leap for man.
Will that still be there if it's all just dirt?
No, you know the reason why? Because you can't recreate the same soundstage twice. It's impossible. Movie sets don't do that today.
I don't know what
you can't shoot a movie set in Universal Los Angeles and then have the same movie shooting the same set in Universal Studios Florida, because you're gonna have some type of movie mistake where there's gonna be not a cut place in the same place, or something's gonna be out of angle, and people can pick that up. And you can't fix history. So if they show video of the Sea of Tranquility, and it's not exactly as the footage that we can pull up today of exactly what we saw back in the 1960s, something is fucking up. Where you're just like, huh, very interesting. The Sea of Tranquility isn't the same. Like, all those rovers are now 20 yards to the right, and the flag is actually not in that same position, and they're facing southbound, or maybe like just like something's wrong. And then you're gonna say, well, who's lying? Is Japan lying? Is this not actual footage in the moon? Or was America lying? Or is it just gonna throw something crazy?
Can anybody be the aggregate country just be like,
yes,
different camera angles?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's actually
alright,
so check this. You know how we know where the Titanic was sunk?
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm asking you a question. Do you know how we found the Titanic?
Oh no, like, I'm guessing it was sinking. If some plane or some ship probably flew over.
All right, that's a good question.
Or maybe another passing.
No, that's good. No, that's a good answer. I'm gonna tell you another way. Now, this is what I always tell you about parallax scrolling. Do you know what parallax scrolling is?
Yeah.
When you see the thing in the distance scrolling by. Well, if we're told that we're spinning on a globe through the stars and everything moves, stars should move. We should never be in the same place. We found the Titanic using stars. Neil deGrasse Tyson even was saying this. He was saying how the stars will tell you, because the ships that did pick them up, you could pick out the stars, just like sailors could use the stars to navigate. They could go exactly where the stars were telling them to find the estimation of where the Titanic should have been. And Neil deGrasse Tyson said when they were showing the movie The Titanic, the stars that they were using, because they were using green screen, were not accurate to the proper star placement of what should have been that took place in history. And the stars never change.
That's just in the movie, though.
You missed what I just said. That's a fake movie.
Yeah.
History is history.
Yeah.
They used history of where the stars were to find the general location of where the thing was.
Oh, I don't fucking remember that movie like that.
So but Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's an astronomer, was able to look at that and say, those stars are incorrect from the fake movie you produced. So if Jax or another person tries to recreate the moon landing, if they're calling it fake,
Oh, yeah, you can tell
and if the stars aren't in the right placement, they're going to be like, hey, yo, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, you can't fake that. Like, and
I feel you. Yeah.
So that's why when the Americans said, hey, we landed on the moon, this is our footage, this is what's going to be history, no one else can be like, damn, like, if we have the wrong stars, people are going to call us out as fake, or who else is fake?
Well, what if everybody else goes to the moon also, and then it's like, okay, we're all having different stars here.
Remember,
then that's when it's like, okay, yeah, it's for sure fake.
But again, stars never move. They're always the same. We've been recording stars since we can write,
Yeah.
And that's why people in the flat Earth community have been saying, like, that's why parallax scrolling has to take place. Like, there should be small movements in stars, even if it's like, whatever. Like, but the North Star has never moved. Like, it's.
I feel what you're saying. No, yeah, I have no way to answer that.
It's not. Then I'm not saying that it proves.
No, yeah, that is interesting.
It just raises questions of the knowledge we've been taught, and it should just make us. Now that we have more sophisticated technology, science shouldn't be ridiculing people who question mainstream science and just want to dive deeper into it.
Yeah. Because
you've already written it off as a personal fact of faith.
Yeah.
Like, leave faith to religion. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. But science, I'll question that shit. Because you can believe in Jesus on a flat earth just as well as you can on a round earth. Hey, the block is hot. That's some real hot shit right there.
It is hot.
You just found out some random ass shit, but I mean,
that
was it.
That got deep as fuck. The block is hot.
Hella deep, hella deep.
Boo, 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 boo. What animes you been watching? Did we talk about that already?
Oh, we got off track.
Did we?
We started talking about our first animes, but we haven't gotten into like.
Oh yeah, we started talking about movies and shit, huh?
But
we started doing that.
You know what? I know this is an anime that it's kind of old, but I started rewatching it again because I have it saved on my digital hard drive, and I just love to watch from time to time. I have the Japanese and the English dub version. It's Gun X Sword.
Oh.
And if those of you that are out there and you like anime,
that was a good one.
And if you love the Kill Bill series,
that's a good one.
It's basically a male version of Kill Bill. Low-key, Kill Bill could have basically like stolen this whole like movie concept and just added, or this whole anime concept, and just added the fact that he just wanted to love the woman, and then that was it. Because
there's giant robots in Gun X Sword.
I know, but it doesn't be everything. But basically, it's about
the Japanese like to do.
It's like about like a futuristic kind of thing, but old school. About a dude who's getting married, and this guy called the Claw kills his wife. And he has his own plans to bring like happiness to the world by bringing everything into oneness and unity, and it's all a bunch of like just like crazy mixed messages and like dope armor and tech shit, and it's just a really good anime, and I think everyone should check it out. I'm not doing it justice right now. Once we get monitors and shit, we can actually like start showing you on screen.
And we have all types of cameras and all types of things.
Once we start upgrading our shit and getting the shit better, thanks to you people that want to donate.
Go ahead and donate to us. If you have like an inkling of a like for us, you should just like, I'll give them the whole check.
Yeah, give us your whole check. You don't need that.
Maybe your life savings.
Groceries are for hookers and fat people. What are you?
I hope you're a fucking hooker. Wait, what? What does that even mean? I don't know where I was going with that one.
Oh.
Mr. Famous Amos over here breaking shit.
Slightly.
I feel like this is like the one of the podcasts I'll go down with. It's like, damn, it's Tim Redhouse sounds kind of drunk. Just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm drinking all day. It's nice. But sorry for slurring all my words.
Well, when you're listening to the podcast, it kind of goes in and out. And
yeah.
It's The Block is Hot.
The block is so hot.
When things start going in. Oh, man. How long we been doing this shit? God damn.
It's been about an hour now. Like, I don't know.
It's been an hour and 15 minutes. But even that's not that long. I took a look back over it not too long ago, and I saw 1:59, and I was like, holy shit, 2 hours? God damn, how have we been talking for 2 hours? And then I was like, it's the milliseconds. The second hand, all right.
No, yeah, we've been doing this for a little while. No. I was wondering. I am getting a little tired. Been swimming all day. Oh wait, shit! I wasn't supposed to say that.
Why?
Rather not keep digging my own grave right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
niggas didn't go to work today, but
I don't. As long as your boss don't listen to the podcast, I mean, you should be good.
My boss will probably never. It'll be years until my boss finds out about this podcast. I'm not planning on staying there for years either, so it's all good. That's probably the worst thing for anyone from my job to hear. But yeah, fuck it. The block is hot. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh wait, do we plug shit in? Oh, we should plug some shit in.
I got no shit to plug in.
Yeah. Tune in. The Block is Hot. Sorry for that.
Oh yeah, shit. If
niggas are kind of.
That's how you know how trash we are. I thought that was an outro. All right, so yeah. All right, thank you for tuning in. If you've been here for this whole fucking hour and 15-minute podcast, going on maybe an hour dub podcast, follow us at YouTube. You can find us under the Block is Hot. And remember, that's THA Block is Hot podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter, _Block is Hot podcast.
What's our Discord? Tell them our Discord again.
Discord is also the Block is Hot. All the spaces. And you'll see our iconic logo with our 3 fat ass kids.
Only one little fattest little Indian kid.
All right, one little fat kid.
He's so adorable.
Yeah. We're going to be coming up with names for our little essays out there just banging out the
Don't
block.
call them essays. That's because they're brown and not black looking doesn't mean they're essays. You fucking racist.
It's not. What you want to say, my little niggas?
Mexicans look like Indians out here.
I don't know. I feel like it was worse if I said, alright, fuck it. We'll come up with names for our little niggas on the screen.
Little sand niggas on the screen.
Oh, no, that's just fucking racist. Why you call them sand niggas?
They're definitely sand niggas.
By us saying niggas, this is neutral now.
No, those are sand niggas. I mean, they're
see, now why niggas gonna follow some... See,
yo,
all right, so now...
Okay, they know what we're talking about.
Again, this is a podcast for sensitive... This is a podcast for mature adults only. This is a disclaimer we put at the end of the podcast to let you know what you got into.
We don't need nobody too young accidentally going like, hey, you're a little sad nigga.
And I know this one was late, but just know that we should be dropping these every Monday, latest on Tuesday, depending on how they record. We record these usually around 9 o'clock at night.
So this one will be on Stitcher and iTunes.
Yeah, it's on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes. But you can also, and I'd appreciate it really, watch it on YouTube. That's where the free storage is. We really don't want to pay for it. And also iTunes also gets it, and they keep all that shit. So I would recommend you just bang on their block and just
bang on that YouTube, dog.
Yeah, go to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know topics.
I don't use iTunes.
Tell us how big of shitbags we are. Tell us how big of fucking.
Yo, I was so responsive.
Tell us how big of good guys we are, and just all that nice
Guess
stuff.
how big Paul's dick is. How about that? Can we have that as a thing, or should we wait till we have more viewers before we bring that up?
We can bring that up later.
Okay. Yeah, well, yo, that's what's going to be going down in the future of Block is Hot. We're going to be guessing each other's dick sizes.
Guessing each other's dick sizes on the Block is Hot. And we out.
Peace.
Cut.